the Northeast Florida Scottish Games and Festival, we have various competitions. We have the athletic competitions, which are going on behind us right now. We have 10 different pipe bands in competition today. We have about 75 Highland athletes. We've got 47 different Scottish clans and societies that are gathered around the perimeter here. So basically we've got a whole big celebration of Scottish culture and heritage.
So Kevin, tell me about your skirt. Oh, that's not really a skirt. I know that. It's
just something I picked out of the closet this morning.
Exactly.
Scottish kilts evolved from a blanket, a big blanket that you would belt around your waist, and sometime around 1700 they cut off the top part of the blanket and just left the part with the belt underneath it, and then they sewed in the pleats to keep it a little neater.
So tell me about the clans. What's that all about?
Clan is basically a Scottish family. It's an extended family. And they're represented by a chief, which is recognized by the Lord Lion, King of Arms in Scotland. Each chief is considered the head of his family. And if your name happens to be MacLeod, then theoretically your loyalty would be to the chief of the Clan MacLeod. And you would be entitled to the tartans and so forth of that clan.
And tartans are the colors that you wear?
Yes. There are about 10,000 recognized tartans. That's a lot.
That's a couple,
yeah. Most of them are family tartans. Some of them are designed for military regiments. Some of them are designed for schools or universities. Some for a particular company. There's also an Italian heritage tartan. I'll look it up for you.
All right, cool. It's a deal.
Okay. Now there is good Scottish food because they're great for salmon. You know, they've got the.
All I know is haggis, and that doesn't sound so good.
Haggis is an acquired taste. Haggis is basically the innards of a sheep, mixed with oats and spices and boiled in a sheep's stomach.
Yeah.
And it
Sounds
takes.
tasty.
Well, if you consider that to how any other type of sausage is made, it's not that weird.
Exactly.
But it has an off-putting description to some people.
And I'm sure that was a staple food for a reason.
Absolutely. The Scots were very poor people. Yeah. When you use every part of the pig but the squeal, you use every part of the sheep just as well.
I met a reenactor and he told me about the Highlanders' battle tactics. Now even no fashion sense started to make sense.
I would have my dirk, my biadek down here, and the dirk comes in if you're going to have a Highland charge. You would take your targe or target, hence the word target, and hold your dirk like this, and then your sword, and scream bloody murder, hack, hew, and slay indiscriminate thousands. As we could see in the attack in 1742, when the Spanish visited Fort Frederica, as they came up through the forest, they were met by Indians and Scots and greeted with a Highland charge in the midst of the palmetto forest. The primary weapon to start things would be the long-range weapon, the 75 caliber musket, the Brown Bess with the flintlock. So you put your powder in here, and there's a little hole in there, the touch hole, and that will communicate with the powder in the barrel, and in a perfect world, shoot the ball out at the enemy and maybe hit somebody. And a big lead ball of 75 caliber would do a lot of damage if it hits you. It breaks bones and things like that. And we have a bayonet that we can put on this too for close quarters. But the Scots, if they get close to you, what they would want to do is start screaming, and this is probably where the rebel yell came from, evolved to, screaming bloody murder and coming at you waving swords and dressed in implausible colors to people that had no experience with that before.
Right.
So they could fight, they could farm, and they were willing to do both. And were trained from youth with these weapons.
Sadly, I missed out on haggis, but before I left, I made sure to try one sport.
Now, you don't get many guys bringing their wives over here for the battle axe competition, do you?
No, because they claim there's some battle axes out there and they don't want the wives out there. And of course, I remind them that this sport is good for women too, because remember Lizzie Borden did real well with an axe.
She really was pretty good. Now, is this something that you think you could teach me?
I can teach you to do anything with an axe as long as you do exactly as I tell you. The first time you won't have any problem at all. Usually most people can throw an axe if they'll listen to me exactly as I tell them, and the hand do exactly as I tell them, don't have a bit of problem with throwing an axe.
All right, we're going to put you to the test.
Okay, we're going to teach you to throw an axe.
That's it from the Clay County Fairgrounds with the 17th Annual Scottish Games. For more information about events like this and others, go to iknowjax.com.